We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning. Welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak, sponsored by Renaissance Bank. Today's Tuesday, October 9th, and I'm your host, Elizabeth Walters. We're going to take a look at today's top news and sports stories across Northeast Mississippi, but first, a look at your weather forecast. Today, we'll have partly cloudy skies with a high of 87 and a low of 73. And over the next 3 days, on Wednesday, we'll have a 60% chance of afternoon thunderstorms with a high of 83 and a low of 60. On Thursday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 72 and a low of 47. And on Friday, sunny skies with a high of 69 and a low of 48. And here's a look at some of today's top headlines. An arrest has been made in the 1990 Labor Day murders in Starkville. We reported last month about the technology officials were using to try to solve the case, specifically DNA testing, that led officials to Michael Dwayne Devon. Devon is currently in the Tishomingo County Jail on an unrelated drug charge. During a press conference on Monday, Sergeant Bill Lott of the Starkville Police Department said Devon was charged with the capital murder of Betty Jones and the sexual assault of Catherine Krigler. The Labor Day murders happened on September 3, 1990 at a house on Highway 182. Between 7 and 10 p.m., a male entered the house and killed the 65-year-old Jones and then brutally raped the 81-year-old Krigler, who died from her injuries about 2 months later. Lott said it took them about a month and a half to get to this point after police sent a DNA profile to Paramount, a private genetics company, to compare the suspect's DNA sample to a public DNA database looking for people with similar DNA profiles who might be kin to the suspect. That eventually led authorities to look at Devon. Now that Devon has been named a suspect, police are asking for anyone who has any information about the crime or Devon to contact the Starkville Police Department. And Devon is being held on a bond of $11 million and was scheduled to have his initial appearance in municipal court on Monday. And next month, Lee County voters will decide on 3 seats on local school boards. Lee County's 4th District features the incumbent Marianne Edwards, who will be challenged by Michael Jackson. Edwards is a retired teacher and director at Head Start Early Childhood Education Centers who's been on the school board for more than 30 years. And Jackson also has more than 30 years of teaching experience and was previously on the school board in Aberdeen. Where the two disagree is on transparency between district leadership and community members. Jackson wants the school board to be more open with parents, while Edwards does not see communication between the two parties to be an issue. The 4th District is in the southwest corner of Lee County, and more constituents attend Shannon, Verona, or Plantersville schools. A Calhoun County resident is one of 2 new cases of West Nile virus reported on Monday. This is the 3rd case reported in Calhoun County, and Hinds County has seen the most activity with 16 cases. And so far this year, there have been 42 cases confirmed by the state health lab. September typically marks the end of the West Nile season, but activity is still being reported statewide. The Mississippi Department of Health is urging residents to keep taking precautions against mosquito bites by using repellent and removing sources of standing water. And in sports, a suggestion by freshmen for East Union has proven successful for the Urchins offense. Coach Kevin Walton has 7 freshmen starting, and they began the season by running the split-back veer offense, but for the last 2.5 weeks, East Union made the switch to a 4-wide spread. And this is what his freshman class ran in junior high, and as a result, Walton's son Ty passed for 291 yards and 5 touchdowns in the Urchins' 42-12 win over Walnut last Friday. And the change is not only benefiting the freshmen, as senior Joel Wilkinson has rushed for over 350 yards in the last 2 games combined. East Union will not make the full switch to the spread, but will swap between the 2 offenses. The Urchins have the 2nd highest scoring offense out of the North Class 2A schools. And after a bye week this week, East Union will take on Baldwin. And that does it for Newsbreak on this Tuesday. Don't forget that this show is one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. Each story discussed today on Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at djournal.com, where you can find a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Walters. Have a great day.